Today, I'm slow stitching fruit. Some assembly required. I'm so excited for this. I've seen people's slow stitching projects on the internet and I said, oh my goodness, I want to try that. That seems so fun. The basic concept of slow stitching is just, calming everything down and making slow, mindful stitches on some fabric. So I figured it out in my last video and now I'm going to put that knowledge to use. I thought it would be fun to try to do something like fruit because fruit is recognizable and I would like these to end up looking like something. So I thought I would draw out some fruit, make a couple little sketches, see what it looked like. Then I went to the store and I got some fabric. Now, before I start cutting everything apart, let me show you everything that I picked up. I got a bunch of embroidery hoops because I wasn't really sure if maybe that's how I wanted to display them. And they were on sale. I like a sale. I got sort of a bluish greenish and a grayish fabric and also sort of a neutral, really light tan with a little pattern. I thought these could be some backing kind of materials. Then for colors, I got some yellows, brownish yellow, grayish whitish. That one doesn't show up all that well. I got a couple different reds, some different greens. See, I'm gonna make a pear and I'm gonna make leaves, so I thought a big range of green might be wise. And another yellow that should go over here. So now that I have everything, I will pick out which pieces need to be which colors, and then I will just start snipping them out and plan out my designs. They're already planned up here and a little bit planned on paper, but let's get them in color. Exciting! I am also obviously using sort of a thick embroidery needle, some embroidery floss that I've split into 2 pieces, so like 3 strands on one piece and 3 strands on the other, and you peel it apart, and some scissors. And that's really all I feel like I'm going to need. Some sort of framing at the end. I don't know if I'm going to use the embroidery hoops or maybe just put them into a frame. I'm leaning a little bit towards the frame, but we can always change our mind later. So after all of this waiting, let's get started. So the first thing that I need to do is take my sketches and put them onto a bigger piece of paper. So I'm just redrawing them and figuring out which pieces will need to be the different colors, making those darker so that I can trace more paper pieces. And then I'll hold them as tight as I can to my fabric because I think pinning them is going to make it all wrinkly and weird. So I'm just gonna hold it nice and tight and then trace around it and then cut out all the little pieces. Then, once everything is all cut out, I'll pin them the way that they need to be, and then the only thing left to do is sew them all pretty. I'll start with the banana because it seems like the most simple. There's no leaves or any crazy stuff like that. What I'm really just going to do is take each piece by piece, make nice, even, parallel stitches. They don't have to be fancy. They're just kind of all similar. They don't even have to be perfect. Just staying in the moment, stitching it down, and trying to have fun doing it. Not too much worried about what it's going to look like. Of course, you're thinking about that. But trying to stay in the moment and relax and just get some nice stitches on there. So I'm doing each piece by piece. I think it might look cool if I vary the direction of my stitches. So I'm going to try that and see what it looks like. I really, really like it. I'm so happy that it's turning out well. I can't even stand it. So let's move on to the pear and see if maybe this is where I mess everything up. No, maybe. Let's go. For the pear, I'm kind of trying to make it look like there was a slice cut out of it. So on one side of the tannish part, I'm going to use a slightly darker color. And then on the other side, I'll use a lighter color. And hopefully that will make it look like I have two different faces. You know, like there's different light hitting them. I don't know, but it works in my head. Hopefully that will work out. You could also do that probably by varying the direction that your stitches are in. That's cool. I could have done both things, but I thought I would just try one thing, see how it went. I think that it looks kind of cool. I'm not sure that you can tell that it's supposed to be cut open, but hopefully the seeds make it a little obvious because that's inside the pear. So then, kind of like I did with the banana, I wanted to have some sort of a pop of a different color in the background, just as one more little contrast. I do like my contrasts and my color. So I think to sort of make it a series, that will be just one more thing that ties everything together. Yee, I like this one too. This is fun. It's all working out. Yay! Finally, the apple. I've saved the most complicated one for last because, of course, I did. One more. So I'm really just doing the same thing for the apple that I did for the other ones. I'm going to start on the highlight, just because there are so many pieces all sandwiched together there that if I sew that down, nothing else is moving. So I'll start there and kind of move out. I think on this side of the apple, I will keep all of the stitches in one direction. Then for that kind of back further part near the stem and kind of curving over the edge, I'll switch the direction of my stitches. Maybe it will make the apple look a little bit more like it's round. It's not going to look perfectly round because it's fabric and it's red, but I figured this is, you know, why not? Why not try it out, see if changing the direction of the stitches makes a little bit of three-dimensionality? Can't hurt. And then, you know, just trying to do the same thing for the rest. I was trying to decide between the light color, the light green color, and the like a brighter, darker green color for the rectangle. I think I'll go with the lighter green color so it fades into the background a little bit more. The apple, I think, should kind of pop more than the rectangle because that's the interesting part. And then, finally, one more little background. Crazy color. And then that's it. Ta-da! The apple is all finished. Everything is finished. Let's take a look at them up close. Here they all are. I am not gonna lie, I'm impressed with these. These came out a lot better than I thought they would, considering there's not much to them. They're just little pieces of fabric sewn onto a big piece of fabric. But I think they're cool. I think that this art form has a lot of potential. I think it looks awesome. And here's the apple. Oh, I love them. They're cool. All right, that's awesome. They made it a bit more ironing. I did iron them. I actually ironed the fabric before I stuck them on. Ironing is not my favorite. But this is cool. I think I will try to frame one in an actual frame and let you see how it looks. I'm sure it'll be all glary, but let's take a look, see how it goes. Now, if I thought that this was going to be a forever frame situation, I probably would attach it to the mat or somehow make sure that it's not going to sink down over time. But in the meantime, it's cool. All right, if I hold it like this, there's no glare. That looks neat. That's pretty cool. You could put the mat in front, you could put the mat in back. Mine is just in back. That's also not even, but that's okay. It's just an example. But that's cool. I kind of like the way that it looks in the frame rather than the embroidery hoop. But probably different subjects would lend themselves to roundness more than rectangularity. I'm making up words now. But that's good. I'm excited that this worked. I want to do it all the time now. It's pretty portable. I mean, you have to make sure that you have a place for all of your 50,000 different colors of embroidery floss. Maybe you could even just use one color. I tried to match all of the embroidery floss to the fabric that was behind it, but I bet you wouldn't have to. I think that you could probably have it be totally contrasting colors. You could just sew the entire thing. I wonder what it would be like if you sewed the entire thing with just parallel lines all the way through. That'll be something to try for next time. I have so many projects that I want to do. If you can think of anything else that I should slow stitch, I don't have any specific themes in mind. I feel like sort of bold is better. I don't think skinny fabric strips would work, especially with this fabric. It does tend to fray like crazy, but it works out. As long as you have a big enough piece, the whole thing can't possibly fray. Probably. So let me know in the comments if you can think of a theme that I should try for my next slow stitching series. So I'm really, I don't know if you have noticed, but very excited, and I can't wait to try this again. I'm sure that I'll come up with an idea. If you have more ideas, leave them in the comments. If you like this video as much as I did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Tell a friend, try it out. Like, really, it's fun. It doesn't have to be this complicated. This isn't even really that complicated, but it could even be just squares. It is that fun, and I definitely recommend it. If you like this kind of video and you are not subscribed yet, you can do that right underneath the video here, and make sure you click that all notifications button so you don't miss anything. If you would like another look at how these things are made, some more tips and tricks, I did that in my last video, so I will link that up here. Check that one out so you can have a couple more ideas of how to get started. I just say, go get started, but some people like to know what they're doing before they jump into things. I guess it's one way to do it. New videos come out on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and until the next one, be awesome, and I will see you then. Bye!